Coming up on today's Code Bet Daily, it is a massive Chockers Friday show. Who doesn't love a weekend show? We're talking player props, game picks, best bets. There's about 87 Rate My Multis. Of course, it's Friday, so we have the donation. Everyone's favourite. I'm talking NBA, NFL, Stats Guy. What are you going to look at?
Bit of NBL, Rate My Multi there, and Rizzed up for Rizwan in the Cricket World Cup.
Love that. Alex, what about you?
That's really weird. Somehow my EPL match game picks are higher than the donation, but at least it isn't cowardly like last week.
Nice one. All right, it's all on Code Bet Daily. Check it out right now. Welcome to Code Bet Daily. It is Friday, TGIF, am I right? October 20, all day. This is episode 219 of this here Schmozzle. I am your host, Jaymz Clements. I'm the editor of a good website. It's called Code Bet. In a surprise twist, you can find that at codebet.com.au for all your betting analyses, odds comparisons, stats, breakdowns, all that sort of good stuff. I'm joined, as always, by the Pontiffs. That's right, the Pontiffs of punting. I've got the Stats Guy over there wearing a Yankees hat because he wants to get fired, so good job.
He went to New York once.
Yeah, I just went to New York. I was like, I'm going to get a Yankees hat. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, very happy. Last night was good fun at the Tricky Wicket, hitting bombs there. A few sixes.
Dingers.
A few dingers. Good fun.
Yeah, the sort of Code Bet content crew cruising down to play a bit of cricket in the nets at Tricky Wicket. It was really fun.
Good fun.
There'll be some video popping up on the social.
Yeah, I'm nervous to see some of that.
Yeah, watching me inside edge everything.
A great commentary as well.
Yes.
We've also got Alex Donnelly here.
Yeah, speaking of dingers, I found the baseball Stats Guy gave us when he went to New York.
I had absolutely no idea where that sentence was
leading. I was actually being nice for once. It's a very rare moment. I must be feeling good.
Nice.
Not on camera again, Alex. Old Friday no pants shows. That's
saw old mate Brody Grundy this morning. Gave him a nod as I was in my Swans hat. He still hasn't left Melbourne. Jeez, I'm glad he's out of that. You'd be thinking he'd be glad to be out of that schmozzle of a club at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he's just really into bags. Right. Code Bet Daily today. It is Codes Bet Daily. We have a lot of codes to cover on a weekend show. It's always what we do because there is plenty going on this weekend. We're talking player props, game picks, best bets. I think I've got 3 Rate My Multis myself. And it's Friday, so we always have the donation, which will be very fun. What am I actually looking at in those bets? I'll be looking at NBA and NFL. Stats Boy, what do you think?
Bit of Cricket World Cup. The Aussies are playing tonight against Pakistan, and then an NBL Rate My Multi later on.
Ooh, nice one. That's good. Alex?
All EPL and the donation. I'm so glad EPL's back and dig a little bit deeper into the games that we talked about yesterday on the EPL show.
Very nice. There'll be a lunch. Lots of previews up on the website about that too. So
Yes.
As well as some top game commentary, a pick for every game too. Isn't that right, gentlemen?
AKA, do it.
Yes.
I was honestly looking at the site this one going,
Prod.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Here is a subtle warning. Do this.
All right, let's get into it. Let's do some player props.
Player props.
All right, the NBA starts next week. Ooh. I'm excited. I really am.
Thanks, Big Kev.
My favorite thing about the preseason is that I hate it, and I barely pay attention to it because it really does color some of you. Really, it's a chance for coaches to sort of just roll stuff out there and go, right, what are some random lineups that just might work? And we'll just get our sea legs under it. I've actually gone to enough preseason games in person where you're there's not much you actually learn from a season-long trend kind of way. And the thing about Victor Wembanyama, he has been obviously the highlight machine. He's out there nutmegging sniper alert Reggie Bullock. Stupid hair. But yeah, anytime you get a 7'20" bloke nutmegging a dude, it's pretty good highlights. The thing is, it means that Chet Holmgren, the forgotten man, has slipped back down in the Rookie of the Year rankings there, Stats Guy.
Oh, really?
Back down to $4.25.
Oh, I should have got on it now.
I think trying to thread the needle in this one is pretty easy for me because I think Chet's just going to play more. And I
agree. Yeah.
Might easily just hit a bit of a moment where, you need 60 games played to sort of qualify for the awards this year. Chet and OKC would usually take a little bit of a conservative approach, I think, but they're going to be really good because of Chet, and they'll be playing every game like it's their last. He might sit out in back-to-backs and stuff like that, Chet, but still he should clear that 60-game mark pretty easily. And I think he's going to be like a defensive linchpin Wembanyama might have more highlights, but I feel like Chet is really good value still at $4.25. Just saying. So that's one of my good looks. I'll have, we've got 3 more days next week for CodeBet Daily as we launch into the NBA season. So I'll have some more awards. I'll basically lock away on my awards on NBA Australia as well as on here and sort of break it all down. So it's pretty fun. We'll talk about we've talked about scoring leaders, assist leaders, rebound leaders. We've got them all written down. So now we're just going to go through them all at the start of next week. But Rookie of the Year is just a bit of a reminder that before it starts next week, he will probably drop within the first week, I reckon. NFL, though, on the weekend, one of my favorite looks for this one is the Miami Dolphins going up against the Philadelphia Eagles, 2 of the best teams in the NFL. Tyreek Hill is absolutely shredding at the moment. And if there's one place you can shred the Eagles, it's in the secondary. Tyreek Hill is the best receiver in the NFL at the moment. He just keeps racking up like 168 yards like it's just going out of business. And you're like, wow, that's pretty good. So 100-plus yards against the Eagles should be pretty doable, I think, for Tyreek. And an anytime touchdown. That gets you $3.10. It's like, all right.
That's really good.
He's the best receiver in the league. Let's go. And with the Eagles, if you look at their team stats, the secondary, it's not like if you look at their sort of the passing defense, they're not absolutely as abysmal as they probably ought to be, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like they're just really squishy, but they might not give up massive scores time after time. Like today's game, Jacksonville Jaguars jump on Chris Olave, just saying. But in terms of what they give up, like it's very clearly like the one weakness on their defense where they've given up over 1,300, like almost 1,400 yards. And they have also, though, given up 11 touchdowns in the air, which is a lot.
Yeah.
It's like the 3rd most, I think. So I'm just saying, Tyreek Hill is probably my favorite play, like of every player, and that'll get you $3.10 if you go the 100-plus receiving yards and the anytime touchdown. And Tyreek Hill this year, if you just want, happy, how good has he been, Jim, sort of stat, you're like, wow, he's been really good to the point where in his games he has gone for 215 yards, 40 yards. 157 yards, 58. 181 yards,
Jeez.
and 163. He has 814 yards in 6 games. It is
that's nuts.
like
So what?
Yeah.
814. Like that is an entire season.
Yeah,
Like,
isn't some of the over-unders like 1,000? So
the vast majority of receivers in the NFL would be happy with 814 for a season.
That's
Tyreek
crazy.
Hill's got it in 6. So against a particularly weak Eagles passing D, I'm going to jump all over that Tyreek Hill one. So anytime touchdown and 100-plus receiving yards, you can probably go him as the first touchdown scorer as well. I think Miami are going to be really good in this game. But $3.10 for the Hill combo, love that. It's my favorite player prop for the weekend. Awesome. Alex.
Having a look at some EPL goal scorers, they actually both come up in the same game. Also, quick shout out to Virat Kohli for slapping 100 last night. So
I know, we should have got on it.
50.
If anybody had have offered us the actual chance to bet on the 100 plus, I would have been all over it. Instead, I just had the 50 plus, and I was like, all right, well, happy days, but locked and loaded. But I would have gone the 100. So
anyway, shout out to the great man. Anyway, having a look at the Korean guy, stats guy, Hwang Wei-chan from Wolves, as Pep Guardiola likes to call him. He's $3.25 to score against Bournemouth this weekend. He scored in 4 of his last 5 games and has scored first in 2 of the last 4 that he's played in. Wolves are surprisingly okay after we sort of predicted doomsday for them at the start of the season when Lopetegui left before the start of the season. And it's like, oh, God, what's going to happen here? They sucked last year. They're going to be worse again. But no, they've bought into the new manager's playing style and they've proven to be all right. They'll survive this year the way that they're going at the moment. And look, $3.25 for him to score a goal against Bournemouth, who aren't going great at the moment, is pretty good. Bournemouth are actually favourites. So we'll look at Dominic Solanke to score a goal for them too at $2.60. He scored the last 2 games where Bournemouth have been betting favourites to start the game. So this is a very rare opportunity. And Solanke, this is a good game for him to score some goals after Bournemouth have been, let's be honest, they've been whipped in their last few games.
Horrible,
they desperately need a win. Otherwise, they could be the 3rd team that'll get relegated this season along with Luton and Sheffield. They desperately need a win. And Solanke to lift them over the line, $2.60.
Nice. Very nice.
All right. Let's go, stats guy.
All right, Australia, Pakistan in the Cricket World Cup tonight. This is a huge matchup. We're going to have a look at some player props. Adam Zampa stepped up last game in those slick sunnies that he was wearing that everyone was talking about. He had back spasms apparently before the game, and everyone's like, oh, should he have played? Then he takes a 4-for against Sri Lanka and absolutely dominates. He sort of built into it, but he's still got 4 wickets. So I think he's probably our most reliable. They're not as spinning as much as the old Indian wickets usually do, but they're still spinning a bit. So I think he's our most reliable wicket taker at the moment. He's got 6 wickets across his last 3 meetings with Pakistan as well, so he knows what he's doing against them. And his wrong end is going really well. He got a couple of wickets with that wrong end, which is really awesome. So Zampa, 2+ wickets, $1.83, not too bad. Maybe even chuck it in a multi with the other guy I'm going to mention. Pakistan's Mohammad Rizwan. I think I've talked about him 3 times already on this show, but I've got to keep going.
You've rizzed up.
Rizzed up, yeah.
Just about it.
Yeah. I absolutely love betting on him. He's averaging 124 runs just in this World Cup. He's scored a 50 in 5 of his last 7 innings, and he's only gone below 44 runs in 1 of his last 8 ODI innings. So the form he's in is just unbelievable. He's scoring runs against a lot of the big teams. And I think he's going to play he can play his natural attacking game against Australia, who are struggling to get wickets early. If there's a bit of a base behind him, which has been with Babar Azam and a few of the other guys in their top order, when he comes in at 4, he can just play attacking and get to that 50 really easily. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 50 runs again at $2.75. I think it's the value player prop here.
Good one. I love the Rizwan.
He's so good, yeah. He's good to watch.
You've been banging on this basically for the last 3 days since Australia, Pakistan came across the radar. It's like, oh yeah, Stats boy's been like Rizwan.
He's pretty good, and now he might get out for 1, but I think he'll get 50.
Nice one. Let's do some match and or game picks.
What's your best match or game pick?
What is my best match or game pick? Here's about 80 of them. NBL Friday tonight. United -6.5 versus the Illawarra Hawks and under 171.5. Bang. $3.72 for that combo. The Hawks can't score. United, one of the best defenses, 2 struggling offenses, even though United get JLA back, I think, this week.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
And also bring back JLA. It's not going to, unlock the offense more. It'll probably, obviously, help more on defense.
Defense, yeah.
It does give them, that sort of role guy, the pick and pop sort of dude as well. But it'll just take them a little bit of time, I think, to sort of, get him back and customize to playing in this team. So I think United should have no problems beating Illawarra, and the -6.5 and the under feels like a good combo just because it screams 80 to 70 sort of vibes, right?
Yeah.
Off we go. Saturday, Phoenix -5.5 against the Bull A. The Bull A obviously very much in struggle town, missing my big man Aaron Bangers Baines. Just straight up that 5.5 point line for Phoenix is $2. They played last night. Blew the doors off of Adelaide, 102.85 in the end. Big Sauce was awesome.
He was so good. First game back, yeah.
15 and 13 in his first game back. Not bad, bro. Not bad. Creaky had 23 in that game. Brown had 19. So I think Phoenix absolutely firing. This is at home as well, so we know that Phoenix are way better at home than on the road. The Bull A, it does kind of feel wheels off-ish very quickly, right? They look good, they look solid, and all of a sudden they look horrible. It's a roller coaster with the Bull A. I think they'll keep this competitive, but I'm still going to go the Phoenix -5.5, and you're definitely going to go the over in this one because neither team plays much defense.
I watched the game last night on the under. There was no defense at all, and it annoyed me so much when I was on the under.
I was absolutely spewing because it still nearly hit the under because the under was the over-under for that game last night was pretty high. Still missed out, but I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'm going to go over in the Phoenix. Every Phoenix game should probably just go over.
Fair enough, yeah.
Combine those to $3.82. I love that. The over and Phoenix -5.5. And same thing goes for Perth versus Adelaide on Saturday. Perth -4.5 against the Sixers. Sixers do have DJ. I don't think it's going to be enough. The Wildcats also defensively really been struggling under John Riley, which is a bit of a surprise to me. I don't know, they've got some pretty handy sort of weapons there. But Perth -4.5 in the over, 184.5. $3.64 as well. Hey, you want to combine all 3 of those games with the lines and the over-unders?
Whoa.
51.96. Rate my multi, stats guy.
Rate my multi.
I'll give it an 8. I would do all those match picks. I'm just still early in the season. I'm still a bit worried about some of the over-unders. But I'd probably give it an 8. Very, very solid.
Yeah, I think Phoenix and the Bullets over is probably my favorite aspect of all that.
When you don't have Baines, it helps, yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix -5.5 gave me a little bit of pause. I would have liked that to have been around 4.5 or something, but 5.5 I'll still take it just because I think, as we saw last night, if they just sort of keep going, they can win by 8. No problems. The Bull A. Anyway, I like that one for $51.96 as a multi. NFL Monday morning multi. This is my game pick multi across the weekend for the NFL. Browns -3.5 over Indy. Indy have lost 7 of 8 at home. The Browns defense is awesome. Indy's starting a backup quarterback again. And as awesome as Gardner Minshew is, Alex, you'd appreciate him, I think. The aviator sunnies, the cool hair, the mustache. Yeah. He's basically if you were like actually cool. So away we go. But I think every time Minshew starts and the opposite team has like a hint of a chance to actually plan for him, they get creamed. So Browns in that defense -3. I don't even care who's playing quarterback for the Browns. I think they cover that line. Buffalo are going to absolutely humiliate my beloved New England Patriots, -8.5. They're going to go into Foxborough and just pants the Pats. The Pats can't score. This Buffalo defense is not good. But if you can't score, it doesn't matter if the defense is bad. So what are we doing here? Buffalo are going to run roughshod over the Pats, -8.5 in a heartbeat. Seattle, this has actually dropped a little bit, -7.5 over Arizona. I have seen this as high as 9. I like the Seahawks. Big bounce back spot for them. They should smoke this Arizona team. Talk about wheels coming off teams. The cards are right there. And Steelers over the Rams in LA. They're 3-point road underdogs. The Rams passing offense is obviously really good. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Matt Stafford and co. But the Steelers defense is pretty good too. If nothing else, this could be a push. And if you can maybe even just alternate line that Steelers to like +3.5 and just sort of cover yourself for like the Rams covering, like winning by a field goal. But I still think, look, general rule when it comes to NFL is like if you are getting points and you think that team can win, take your points. Off we go. So I think the Steelers can actually beat the Rams. That defense is pretty handy. Just as long as Kenny Pickett doesn't trip us up, might be right. That 4-leg multi is $13.58. Gentlemen, rate my multi.
Ooh.
Rate my multi.
I'll give that another 8, I reckon. That's really good. 9 even. I'll bump it up to a 9. Looks pretty solid.
I'm currently checking my tips. I tipped the Steelers over the Rams. So, yeah, I'm a 9.
Nice.
There we go. Awesome. Feeling good about that then. Right, Alex, your match and/or game picks.
Having a look at some EPL over-unders for the weekend. So we'll start off with the Merseyside derby. It's the first game to kick off the weekend, 10:30 tomorrow night. Liverpool take on Everton. Look, this could be a disgusting watch. Liverpool and under 2.5 goals because Sean Dyche will throw 8 players behind the ball. And
10, I reckon.
It's going to be torture. Like, good luck watching it, Liverpool fans. You know what you're going to get. You hopefully grind out a 1 or 2-0 win and just like, oh, what was that? Let's just take the points and go back home. That's $4.80. I think taking the unders in Everton games is always a good play, just the way that they will be defensively against these better teams. Newcastle and over 2.5 goals against Crystal Palace. They're at home. So I think they'll be scoring a couple of goals there. That's $2.25. Man City versus Brighton. I don't care who wins. I just need more than 3.5 goals. These two teams just go like the clappers scoring goals. We've seen that Brighton can leak goals, and we've also seen that City can score at will. I know that City's last game has been like a 2-1 loss and a 1-0 loss, but you expect them to bounce back.
All of Brighton's games as well have gone over that 3.5, which is pretty crazy.
And as Marcus pointed out yesterday, after a loss, Pep Guardiola has won his last 18 games straight at home, so we should see some goals there. Our beloved Nottingham Forest on over 2.5 goals against Luton Town. That's at the City Ground. Not a different team at home. They'll score a couple of goals. There's every chance they'll leak one to Luton as well. Arsenal and under 3.5 against Chelsea. The last 2 games at Stamford Bridge have been 1-0 victories to Arsenal. I think Chelsea defensively have been better this season than what they were last year. They've only conceded like 7 or 8 goals so far this season, but I think the Arsenal attack may sneak one through there, and Arsenal's defense is just probably too strong for Chelsea's attacking foray, who they still haven't worked out who's the best option, while there's all the injuries to Nkunku and such. And then Man United over 3.5 against Sheffield United at $2.90. Sheffield suck. Man United should actually absolutely run right after getting just shreds torn off them over the international break. They need to lift and start winning games. Gerald, if you want to hit the button.
Oh, my God.
Rate my multi.
All of that thrown together is $519.24.
Oh, my God. I thought the donation was later.
He's gone and done it. He's just multiplied all of those up. Yeah, how could this lose?
That has to be the perfect. You have to have the perfect weekend of tips.
Hey, let's remember when I got the 250 to 1 up a few weeks ago. So
true. But this is double that.
I know. It's the Liverpool one though. If we get through that, I'm pretty confident.
It's actually not bad, to be fair.
Arsenal under 3.5 against Chelsea. You made a good case for that. Notts an over 2.5 against Luton.
Yeah, that's the one I'm a bit because like Notts, they're both pretty crap teams, but I do like it. If you said to me all of those was going to be 5.19, I thought it's a lot more than I thought. So I'll give it a 6.
I'll give it a 3 because I don't know how much I like the. How many legs is that going to be? That's going to be what? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 different factors building into that one.
Actually, yeah, maybe I'll give it a 3. It's
You guys suck.
I mean, I believe in you, but I don't know if I believe in you that much. Stats guy.
All right. My value here is not going to be, unfortunately, anywhere near the $519, but that's all right. Australia,
Stats guy,
Pakistan.
more like coward guy.
It's a winning guy. Australia versus Pakistan, obviously tonight. The Aussies, not in great form, did beat Sri Lanka last game, but they haven't been great themselves. Aussies, we've lost 7 of the last 11 ODI matches, and I just think Pakistan are just more suited to white ball cricket. They've got players that don't really play in their test team, like Harris Rauf and things like that. They just bring them in for the white ball cricket, which Australia should learn from. That like Matt Short and things like that. We're watching Victoria yesterday and bring them in. I just think they're going to have too much depth here. You got Azam and Rizwan with the bat have been in awesome form. As I mentioned, Harris Rauf and Hassam Ali has been really awesome. Just really good change-up deliveries that I think perfect for the white ball cricket. Pakistan won the last series 2-1 against Australia. They've beaten New Zealand and South Africa in recent series, who are pretty good teams themselves. And yeah, Australia just really out of form, and they're not going to change their lineup apparently. So going to go Pakistan, which I'm really surprised you get at $2.50. Really good value there. So I'm going to take, Pakistan. Just the value. I can't lean towards Australia at $1.50. I think that's too short.
Interesting. I thought there was a fascinating sort of piece by Cherney, right? Dan Cherney, one of our compadres here at Code, basically talking about Marnus and how it's like what is he's saved games, but at what cost? You know, that kind of vibe. It's like he's grinding out, like no one's scoring slower than him, basically.
Yeah, that's
Australia would have lost all 3.
Yeah.
So, well, we already lost 2 of them though. So that's kind of like his point. He's going to balance it out. It's like, what's the thinking here?
I don't think he's the problem, but like, I know what he's saying. Yeah.
I think you're bang on about picking white ball specialists basically for your white ball team.
Why is it Matt Short playing?
Matt Short, there's a lot of guys. Even just trying a few guys. I know it's a World Cup, but I don't know. We're just guys that are older.
I think after this World Cup, a few of those blokes won't be getting games in the summer.
Yeah, it's probably.
Like here's this. Okay, goodbye.
Yes.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right. I like the Pakistan call there, stats guy, as well. I think I'll be on that. All right. Let's do some best bets.
It's best bets. It's best bets. It's time for all the best bets.
Still name a top hat McCain. Best bets for the weekend. I already hit on this very briefly in the NFL multi, but Buffalo minus 8.5. They are going to kill the Pats. We're also going to go the under because, boy, can the Pats not score. Like, this could easily be 38-0. We saw it already happen to the Pats this season. I hate it. It breaks your heart. But, yeah, they're not good. So against an AFC foe, AFC East foe, so divisional matches are always, there's actually a couple of divisional matches this weekend, but the over-under for this one is 40. The Patriots haven't scored more than 20 all season. So I feel like Buffalo, after a 14-9, just gross, grinded out, horrible game against the Giants. This is their bounce back spot. The Pats have scored 17, 0, 3, 15, and 17. It's not good.
It's great, Bob.
It's really not good. So I think there's also the point where I think 9 of the last 10 Bills games have gone under on the road, and the Pats haven't covered the line in 9 straight games as an underdog. So this just screams to me, Buffalo minus 8.5, under 40, Packer up, boys. Off we go. That's $3.75. If you also want to throw in just a couple of interesting how did Buffalo get those points? Stephon Diggs, anytime touchdown, as well as a Josh Allen, anytime touchdown, runs one in. $19, or you could probably just sub in Cook for Allen and see how you go from there. But I mentioned the Miami game as well. So that Buffalo-New England game is obviously, 4 a.m. on Sunday?
Yeah.
4 a.m. Monday. And we have that awesome Miami-Philly game. So the same game for this one's very straightforward for me. Miami plus 2.5. I think Miami can push the Eagles because this is the best offense in the NFL. Like, best rushing offense, best passing offense, the best offense. It's very simple. Over 48.5 points as well, because I think Miami's defense, as good as it has been, Philly can still at least probably score on them. The Eagles, though, lost Lane Johnson, so one of their, best O-linemen, and their offense just sort of fell apart last week. They should be a little bit better. I expect this to sort of be back and forth, sort of the 28-25 sort of game. So I think Miami score enough, let Philly score a little bit. We're still going to go that Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown, the Tyreek Hill 100-plus receiving yards, throwing a Raheem Mostert rushing touchdown for the Dolphins as well. That gets you to $9.50 for a same gamer. I really like that because it feels like they are the two very clear in a way, most likely on the Dolphins to score touchdowns, I think, this week. And if you're going to ride that and think that you're going to go over and Miami going to win, then boom, $9.50 sounds good.
Why not?
Gentlemen, rate that same game multi.
7.
I'll give it a 9. I was waiting for the bid again.
To press the button.
There's a limit on bits you can have in a show.
Yeah. He's just like, I've actually worn out the button.
Even though I've got one as well.
Nice one. All right, let's go to you then, Stats Guy, before we finish off with the donation from Alex.
Yeah, a bit of an NBL rate my multi. A few of your picks already in there, but I'm just going to put it all together. So the first game tonight is Illawarra Hawks. I'm going to take Melbourne United minus 6.5 there. I'm surprised that the line came in. I think it was 7.5 and 8.5 over the last couple of days. So 6.5 is really good there. They're the best team in the comp. Hawks are very average on offense. Then I'm going to go Southeast Melbourne Phoenix head-to-head against the Bullets. That line did worry me a little bit, as you mentioned. The Bullets have been a lot better than I thought they would be. But that big out in Angers Baines, I think, is going to get the Phoenix over the line, and they're a much better team at home. I think this is going to be my best bet of the week in the third leg here. Adelaide 36ers versus Perth Wildcats minus 4.5. I think that's just a really short line against the worst team in the league. Adelaide, even with DJ last night, I know it was his first game and he actually played pretty well, but I think he's going to score 15 to 20 points and he's not going to make a massive difference in that team. They're still going to be one of the worst teams. So Perth minus 4.5, I think is a really good bet there. And then the last leg, Sydney Kings head-to-head against the Jack Jumpers. I think this will actually be a really good game, but I've got to take Sydney at home. They're still going all right, so I'm going to take them as the last leg, just head-to-head there. 4 legs, rate my multi is $8.43, which I was really happy with.
Rate my multi.
It's back.
Gerald's awake again. I worry about the Sydney game because we know that Sydney and Tassie just love a crack at each other, right?
It'll be really close, I think, but...
Yeah, so I do appreciate that you've gone with just Sydney at the head-to-head.
Head-to-head, yeah.
Tassie smashed Illawarra last week, but then lost that super tight one to the Phoenix.
Yeah. I think whoever was the home game here.
That was at home.
Yeah.
Beat United on the road. I feel like Tassie are playing really well, but Sydney, Jalen Adams is firing up. I'd probably...
That's all right. You can rate it whatever you want.
Really good goal. It's such a good game too, so I'll be watching that one. Look, I'll give you your multi probably a 6.5 just because I do worry about the Kings, but I'd very easily see them winning that at home. So.
Yeah, nice
one. All right. You want to rate that one, Alex? What do you reckon?
CJ Bruton scoring average.
He's the coach of Adelaide, so 0. Right.
0.
Let's do it. Time for everybody's favourite spot on Fridays.
Donation. This one might actually win. Donation.
All right. Start off with some EPL. Arsenal to win, Notts Forest to win, Brentford to win, Newcastle to win. Then some Cricket World Cup. Sri Lanka against Netherlands, the Poms to beat South Africa. Across to the horses, Randwick Race 5, number 12, commemorative to win. I said this on Hold All Tickets yesterday. This filly could be my favourite horse. I'm sorry, fangirl. It's not you. It's me. I just like the new shiny toy. Randwick Race 6, number 1, Dashing Legend to place. I think it's really well set up here to run a good race first up. Won over the track and distance first up last preparation and is with a new stable. And no offence to her old stable, they're going terrible. Joe Pride is absolutely flying. Caulfield, race 2, number 1, Riff Rocket to get the job done. He's about $1.50, but he should absolutely cane this field. That donation comes in to $108.84. If you want to throw Dashing Legend in to win, it's $270.89.
That is definitely a donation
How
total.
is the donation half of that other multi? Even
don't
if you
know.
That's crazy.
It's happy the donation's back to its former glory after last week's.
I blame the UEFA for all that because they decided to have international weekend just again in the 6th week of the EPL. Seriously.
I am slightly worried about Poms versus South Africa, actually. It's one of those cricket legs. We've seen the Poms, they lose to Afghanistan. Like, South Africa are going to back their batting.
Yeah, but this is the bounce back for the Poms, I reckon. They're just like, that was a mistake.
I feel like the South Africans are like just kind of vibing a little bit, though, at the moment. So. Yeah. I know that's like the one thing that I'd sort of be slightly worried about. Who are Brentford playing again?
But yeah, I think they're actually weirdly high priced, $1.75. But I think they should win at home.
But at home they should be.
I agree.
Nice. $108. Don't know about the horsies, but that's pretty good.
Yeah. Speaking of horses, Canberra race 7 today. Let's go, Cliff House.
Come on, Cliff
Let's
House.
go.
Because it's a cliff. Dun, dun, dun. House. Love it.
Yeah.
I will give the donation probably a 6. I actually don't mind it because like a couple of horsies there for the win-win and the place. Pom South Africa probably is the one that gives me pause, but very easily could see England bounce back and win that. Sri Lanka over the Dutch. That would be hilarious if the Netherlands suddenly had more wins.
Again, yeah.
It'd be amazing. So I'll pay that. What do you reckon, stats guy?
I'll give it I'll give it an 11. I really like it. I might get on it.
And I'm leaving Cliff House out of the donation because we need a winner. Like, as in myself and my father, we desperately need a winner. So Stats Guy knocked off the price. He took the $6.50. He's currently
I did not. I haven't bet on it yet. I was
$6.50 into $3.10 at whatever.
I wish I got it at $6.50.
So do I.
There you go. Code Bet Daily done for today. Done for this week. We'll be back on deck on Monday morning. I think there's nothing pressing that we won't be around for, so that's good. So get right around this show, and of course,
I could be away if Cliff House wins. Just long weekend.
Where's Alex?
Bali with Jordan DeGoey and
Jack Ginnivan.
Joel Smith. He's like, boys, I got stopped at the gates.
Actually, I got next Thursday and Friday off. How good.
Righto. Well, there you go. So get around that show and all of our other shows, NBA Australia, NFL Australia, both flying. The NBA Australia over-under win shows were awesome. Very sweary, but still very good. And hold all tickets via punters.com.au and Betfair. And, of course, the EPL show, which is back as of this week. That was on yesterday's feed, so checked it out. Every game broken down. And, of course, NBA Australia will be daily throughout the NBA season, so make sure you subscribe to it right now, or I'll fire. Like, review, and star all of them, and check us a follow across all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, X, and Threads. And any questions, send them in. Any Rate My Multis. We've had a couple of good ones come through. And I think that's it, though. Thanks, Stats Guy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Cheers.
And thanks to Gerald for doing a great job producing this, all the other shows that he's looking after. He's also training, his violin while he jets off to Japan to eat some sushi and hang out.
He's also going to go to therapy after facing Ishant Sharma last night.
Good stuff, though. Good week, fun week. Got through it. We'll be back next week. So until then, what do we say, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly.
All right, may your picks come in. Happy punting. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you on Monday. Code Bet Daily. Out.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.